Welcome to part 3 of this Blender tutorial series where we're creating this helicopter robot. If you haven't seen the previous parts, then you can check out the tutorial playlist linked in the video description. So in parts 1 and 2 we did all the modeling, so in this part we're going to start creating some basic materials. Now before we start this part, I wanted to let you know about my photorealistic interior creation Blender course. In this Blender course, I will teach you photorealistic interior creation in Blender. So throughout this tutorial series, I'll show you the entire process of creating this realistic kitchen interior scene. So what will you learn in this course? You'll learn how to model to the real life world scale, how to block out interior scenes, you'll learn interior modeling like windows, cabinets, and countertops, you'll learn how to set up texture maps and edit the UV maps. You'll learn how to create basic procedural materials like brick, plastic, and metal, how to add surface imperfections to objects to add realism, how to add decals to objects within the materials, using multiple UV maps to place textures, decals, and surface imperfections. You'll learn furniture modeling like bar stools, an oven, a fridge, a microwave, and more. You'll learn object and prop modeling like mugs, plates, vases, switches, and more. And we'll be going over some compositing effects to add more realism to your render. And you can find the links to the course in the video description. So because we're creating the materials in this part, what I want to do is set up the render engine settings. So I'm going to go here to the render properties, and for this tutorial I'm going to be using Eevee, but you definitely could use cycles if you want to, but I'll change this over to Eevee. And then what I want to do is make sure that the motion blur is turned on. The motion blur is very important. It's going to make the helicopter blades a lot more realistic when it's animated. And also if you turn on the ray tracing, that's just going to make the lighting and reflections and things look a lot better, so it'll make the materials look better. Then also down here on the color management, I'm going to use the view of Filmic, but you could also use AGX or whatever you want. And then here on the look, I'm going to set this to very high contrast, and this is going to pop out the colors and make everything more contrasted and saturated. So I'm now going to select the main object, so the body, and let's go over here to the shading workspace, and I'm going to hold down the Z button and move my mouse down to the material preview so we can see what it's going to look like. Let's click on new to add a new material, and I'm going to call this base gray because it's just going to be a base material which we're going to add to a lot of the objects. So what I'm going to do is go to the add menu and search for ambient, and we're going to add the ambient occlusion. So let's put the ambient occlusion color into the base color. It's a little bit hard to see showing up, but if I just Control Shift select the ambient occlusion to preview it, you can now see that the color is going directly into the material output surface. You can kind of see that these crevices and creases look a bit darker. Now to make it easier to see and to have it stronger, I'm going to search for ramp and add a color ramp and put this between the ambient occlusion and the principled, and then I can just Control Shift select the principled shader again. So let's just drag this up here. And so now what I want to do is kind of drag these tabs over. And you can see if I drag the black tab way over here, you can now clearly see that ambient occlusion showing up. So it's kind of darker near other objects and kind of in the creases and crevices. Now I'm just going to drag this tab over kind of to about here. So it's a bit darker, but not super dark. But then here for this white color, this color I'm going to make kind of like a mid to dark gray color because this is going to be the base color of the metal. And if you want to use the same exact hex code that I'm using, you can punch in a hex code of 676767. And this was not intentional, but I know everyone in the comments are going to have something to say about this number here. Yeah, it's 2026 people, but yeah, let's just move on. Now what I also want to do is turn up this metallic value all the way to 1, so it looks a bit more shiny and has a metallic look. Now what I want to do is add a bit of variation to the roughness. So to do this, I'm going to search for a noise texture, drop this here, and then with the noise texture selected, I'll hit Control T. Now that is using the feature the Node Wrangler add-on. So if you don't have the Node Wrangler enabled, click on Edit, go to the User Preferences, and on the Add-ons tab here on the search, you can search for Node and just enable the Node Wrangler add-on. So with the Node Wrangler enabled, I can hit Control T with a texture selected, and it's going to add the texture coordinate and mapping nodes. And I'm going to use the object coordinates, so I'll put the object into the vector because the object coordinates is going to place the procedural texture on the object more evenly. So now the noise texture factor can go into the roughness. So now you can see we have a bit of variation, so some parts are more rough and other parts are more shiny. Let's change the settings of the noise. So I'm going to turn the scale to a 10, and I'll turn the detail up to the max of 15, and I'll turn the roughness all the way up to 1. So now you can see that it's very noisy and it's a little bit kind of grainy. You can especially see it right down here, so lots of detail. Now what I want to do is change the colors. So I'm going to search for a color ramp, and let's drop it between the noise and the principled shader. And now what we can do is make the colors. So you can see if I make the black tab lighter, everything's going to be a bit more rough. But if the values here, if I take the white color and make it darker, if it's darker, everything's going to be a bit more shiny. So I'm going to make this one kind of like a light gray, and then the other one kind of like a dark gray. And so that way we're choosing the most rough value and the most shiny value. And if you want to use the same hex codes, for this darker color, you can use a hex code of 363636. And then here for the lighter one, this is going to be a hex code of A2, A2, A2. But just play around with this and kind of get a nice reflection that you like. So now that we have the base metal, what I want to do is copy this material to the other object. So I'm going to click and drag and select all of the objects. And then lastly, make sure that I shift select this object last. So I'm now going to hit Control L and I'll click Link Materials. So now they all have that same base material. Now we are going to be adding some other materials like some darker metal and a red metal. And we're also going to be adding a shiny glass eye. So we'll be adding those other materials, but I just wanted to add a base gray material to all the objects. So now let's make a dark black material. And so I want to add the dark material to this front plate here, just to add a bit of detail, kind of add more color variation. So if I select the object and go into edit mode, let's deselect everything, and then I'll hit the L key with my mouse hovered over that piece. Now what I want to do is open up the material properties, and we want to click on the plus here to add a new material slot, and then on the drop down we're going to choose the same base gray material. But now what I'm going to do is click on this button to duplicate the material, so now it is separate, but it still has all the same data. So instead of base gray, I'm going to call this base black. So base black, and then make sure to click on assign so that it's assigned to that part of the mesh. Now if I go back to object mode, you can see it looks basically exactly the same, and that's because it's just duplicated, but the settings are the same. So what we can do is just take the color ramp color, take this value here, and we're just going to make it a darker color. If you want to use the same color I'm using, you can punch in a hex code of 3C, 3C, 3C. So now you have kind of that darker plate there on the front of the robot. Now what I want to do is make a shiny eye material. So what I'm going to do is select the eye, and I'm going to click on the plus here to create a new material. Let's click on new. So now you have a new material within this object's material slots. And I'm going to call this glass eye, or whatever you want to call it. I'll just call it glass eye. And this material is going to be pretty simple. Let's make the base color fully black. And then here on the roughness, I'll turn the roughness down to a 0.1. So it's going to be a really black kind of shiny material. Now we can't actually see it, but if I hit tab to go to edit mode, let's now click here to select the eye and then hit the L key with our mouse hovered over that piece. We're now going to click on the glass eye material in the material dropdown or in the material slots, and we're going to click on assign. So now back in object mode, you can see we have this cool shiny kind of glass eye material. So because I've added the material for this object, I'm just going to press the H key to hide it. Then if I select this object here, so the body, I'll press H to hide it because we've added that material. So let's now navigate up here, and I'm going to select the helicopter blades. And for the helicopter blades, I'm going to click on the drop down, and I'm going to choose the base black material instead. Then I'm going to hit tab to go to edit mode, and I'm going to zoom in here to the end here. And I'll go to the face select, and I'll hold down Alt and select that loop of faces. And then I'm going to hold down the Shift key and select all of the end. So we're now going to create a basic red material. So I'm going to click on the plus here to create a new material slot. Let's click on the drop down, and we're going to choose the gray material. But then we're going to click on this button to duplicate the material. So now it is separate, and I can call this base red, and then we'll click on the assign button. So now I can go back to object mode. So now you can see if I just take this color ramp here on the ambient occlusion, I can just make this a red color. And if you want to use the same red color that I'm using, you can punch in the same hex code, which is 8E151B. And because we still have that array modifier, it's arrayed it to the other blades. So let's just hit the H key just to hide this object. Let's now click on this piece here. And this piece, I just want to change it to the red material. So it's kind of red inside there. And I'll hit H to hide that object. Let's now select the next piece. So this cylinder on the top. So we'll go into edit mode. And there's actually one part that I forgot to model. If I just click here to select this, let's hit the I key to inset this to add a bit more detail, and then hit E to extrude it down. All right, so now what I want to do is hold down the Alt key and select that loop, and then hold down the Shift and Alt key and select that loop, and also that loop. Then let's go down here to the bottom, and we'll Shift Alt select that loop, and that loop, and then also just hold down shift and select that loop. So all of these pieces here, I want that to be the dark material. So we'll click on the plus to add a new material in the material slots. We'll click on the drop down, and I'm going to choose the black material, and then click on the assign button. Now what I'm going to do is just select that little one in the center, so that face in the center. We'll click on the plus. On the drop down here, we're going to choose the red material, and then click on the assign button. So that's pretty good. I'll hit H to hide that object. Then we can go down here to the wings and select the wings, and we'll hit H to hide them. And also this part here, kind of that hip piece, we'll hide that as well. Let's now go here to the guns, and for the guns, I want to edit this material a bit and kind of make it like a silvery, shiny metal. So we're just going to click on this button here, the file icon, just to duplicate the material. And this I'm going to call base silver. And so for the silver material, I'm going to take the color ramp here. I'm going to take this light color and make it just a bit lighter. And if you want to use the same hex code, it's going to be 898989. Then what I want to do is play around with the color up here, going into the roughness. So if we make everything darker, you can see it's going to be a bit more shiny. So if I just turn this down a little bit, it'll be a bit more shiny. I can also take this color here, the other color, make it a bit darker. So now you can see it kind of looks more like a shiny silvery metal. So I can now just press the H key just to hide that object because we finished adding the materials. Also the main object, the controller object, I'm going to click on the minus button to delete that so it doesn't have any material. And also this cube here, it's not going to show up in the final render. It's just going to be used kind of like a rig controller, but why it won't show up in the final render is because it doesn't have any visible faces. So it's just a wireframe. So let's press H to hide it, and I'll hit Control S to save the project again. Let's now zoom over here and select this piece. In this piece, there is going to be like a red bit here, but I'm actually going to use the texture painting and texture painting that red. So I'm just going to hit the H key just to hide that. Let's now select the next piece. In this piece, I'm going to click on the drop down here. Instead of the gray, I'm going to make it the black material. Then here in the very center, I want that to be red. So if I go into edit mode and just click here to select that face, we'll now click on the plus to add a new material slot. We're going to choose the red material and then assign that. All right, that's pretty good. So we'll just hide that. And then this piece here, this is just going to be the gray color. So we're just going to hide that. We'll now select this piece here and this one. We're going to choose the dark material. So choose the base black material. Then what I'll do is hit tab to go to edit mode, and I'll deselect everything. And with the face select turned on, we're going to hold down the Alt key and select that loop there. And then just hold down the Shift key and select these faces here. So now click on the plus, click on the drop down. We're going to choose the red material and click on assign. So the tips or the end of that has a bit of red. So I'll hit H to hide that. All right, so let's select the next object. In this object, I want to have like it be dark here and then red in the center. So we'll go into edit mode. I'm going to hold down the Alt key and select that loop, and then I'll hold down the Shift and Alt key, and we're going to select all of these other loops here, that loop there, that loop, and then select all of these in here, that one there, and then that one there. All right, so all of those faces. So now click on the plus, we'll click on the drop down, we'll choose the base black material and click on assign. And then what we're going to do is select this little face here in the center. We'll click on the plus, click on the drop down, click on the red material, and click on assign. All right, that's good. So I'll hit H to hide that object. Let's now zoom over here, and we're going to select this kind of hips piece first. We'll go into edit mode. We're going to deselect everything, and we're going to hit the L key with our mouse hovered over this piece and over this piece. We'll click on the plus, we'll click on the drop down, we're going to choose the black material and then click on assign. And then one thing that I want to do with the modeling, one small thing that I forgot to do is like right here, if I select this face, I'm going to bring it back a little bit so it's not quite as far out because I thought it was a little bit too far out. And then I'm going to hit I to inset this face and then E to extrude it back in. So we have another cool detail there. And then with that face selected, we're going to select that face and then also select this face and this face. And we'll click on the plus, click on the drop down. We're going to choose the red and then assign it. So the kind of style is consistent. So there's that red there in all of the center points. Let's now press H to hide this object. We'll go to the next object. We'll go into edit mode. We'll just hit the L key with our mouse hovered over this piece. And we'll click on the plus, click on the drop down. We're going to choose the black material and just assign that. We'll go back to object mode and I can hit H to hide the object. Let's go to the next object. We'll go into edit mode and I'm going to hold down the Alt key and select that loop there, and then hold down Shift and Alt and select that loop. We're also going to select that loop there and that one and that one and that one, and then the very inner loop there. So now click on the plus. We're going to add the black material and click on assign. Let's now select the very inner face. We're going to click on the plus. We're going to add the red and then assign that. All right, that's looking good. So we'll just hit H to hide that object. So the last object here, we'll go into edit mode, and I'm going to hit the L key with my mouse hovered over that piece, and then hit L over that piece. We'll click on the plus. We're going to add the black material and assign that. And then if we select the very interface here in the circle, we'll click on the plus. We're going to add the red, and then click on the assign button. So I can go back to object mode, and that's looking pretty cool. Let's hit Alt H to unhide everything. So this character is really starting to look a lot more interesting now because it has gray and black and red. So I'll just hit Control S to save this one more time, and so that's going to wrap it up for this part. And so in the next part, we're going to be actually texture painting some details on the model. So we'll be texture painting like some red stripes, we're also going to be texture painting like some damage, some grunge and dirt, and also some rivets along the metal. So when the next part is released, it'll be right up there on the end screen, and also the link will be in the video description. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next part.